this video, we will go through a few turns of a period in order to demonstrate the gameplay of Frozen Rampage. The moves that we make may not be the most creative or effective for gameplay, but it demonstrates many of the different scenarios that occur during a game of Frozen Rampage. We have assembled our players on the game board and are about to begin. Our goalies are in the goal crease, our defensemen are in the defensive zone, our forwards are in the neutral zone, our centers are in base-to-base contact at the center of the board, and our bench is populated with our spare forwards and defensemen. Throughout the turn, we will be referencing our players' stat cards, which contain vital information about attacks, movement, passing, defense, agility, initiative, and special skills. We have arranged our stat cards on the side of the board in the same pattern that our players are arranged for ease of reference. In order to keep track of turns, we will use the number counters at the top of the board. For keeping track of periods and goals, we will use the number counters at the bottom of the board. We have our dice, puck token, tape measure, counters, and rulebook, and now we are ready to play. To begin a game, each coach rolls his initiative die and adds the value to his center's initiative on the stat card. The player with the highest initiative gains control of the puck. Oliver Williamson, the human center, rolls a 3 and has a modifier of 5, which gives him initiative of 8. Mugsog Learn, the orc center, rolls a 2 and has an initiative modifier of 4, which gives him the total initiative of 6. Since Oliver has the higher initiative, he has gained control of the puck, and Mugsog Learn gets an immediate attack. In order to make a successful skill check, the coach must roll higher or equal to the value shown on the player's stat card. Mugsog's strength is a 3, so he hits on a 3, 4, 5, or 6. He rolls a 5, so he hits Oliver, and Oliver must make a defensive roll to see if he can defend against the attack. Oliver defends on a 4, 5, or 6. He rolls a 4 and narrowly defends against the attack. With the face-off resolved, it is time for the first turn. Each turn consists of 2 actions and a pass. An action can be anything a player does, from movement, attacking, shooting, checking, or even another pass. There is no defined order that the actions must be taken in, so it enables an immense amount of possible strategies. Oliver's coach decides that the best strategy is to pass the puck, and per his stat card, he can pass up to 8 inches. If Oliver passes the puck through a player on the opposing team, that player gets a chance to intercept it, so he will pass back to one of his forwards with his free pass. In Frozen Rampage, as long as a player is within range and there are no opposing players in between, that pass is automatically completed. A human forward has a movement of 8 inches. In Frozen Rampage, a movement on the ice is free without constraints of grids or hexes, and as long as he doesn't have the puck, he can move through opposing players. The forward determines the direction that he is going, measures the distance, and moves. Now, the human coach has 1 action left, and with that, he will use his other forward to sprint into the orc team's defensive zone. With a sprint, that player can move up to double his normal movement, but he cannot move the next turn. Once again, the human forward has a movement of 8 inches, so he can move up to 16 inches down the ice. He decides to move 15 inches, positioning himself between the 2 orc defensemen. The turn is not over yet, though. Because he sprinted down the ice at an immense speed, he must make an agility check to see if he can stop where he wants to. He fails on the die roll of 2 because he needs a 4, 5, or 6 to stop. Because of that, he must roll a d6 to see how much further he skates past his target. Each increased number on the die is equal to 1/2 an inch. He rolls a 2, so he continues 1 inch in the direction he was going. With 2 actions and a pass used, it is the end of the human coach's turn, and the orc coach's turn begins. With his first action, he measures the distance between Mugsog Learn and the human forward with the puck. It is only about 3 inches, and since the distance is less than half of Mugsog's total movement of 8 inches, he has the ability to check the forward with the puck. A check is a combination of movement and attacking. So instead of spending 2 action points to move and attack, the coach only has to spend 1. Mugsog moves up to the human forward and comes into base-to-base contact, and now he rolls to hit. Once again, he needs a 3, 4, 5, or 6, and hits with the 6 that he rolls. In order to defend, the human forward needs a 5 or a 6, and fails with a 1, so he takes a wound. Now, since the human forward has control of the puck, he needs to roll for agility to see if he retains control of the puck. Since he rolls a 3, but needs a 4 or better, he loses control of the puck to Mugsog. The Orc coach has an action and a pass left for this turn, so he will move the forward up the ice, keeping him within passing range, and then he will pass up to that forward, and it is the end of the Orc coach's first turn. The human coach is not happy, and for his second turn, he moves Oliver into base-to-base contact with the forward for his first action, and will attack with his second. Oliver hits with a 5 since he only needed a 4 or better, and the forward fails his defense with a 3 since he needed a 5 or a 6. Since Oliver's attack was successful, he gets to roll an additional die because of his skill, High Sticking. High Sticking allows a player on a successful attack to roll a d6. If they roll a 6, the attack deals an additional wound. Oliver rolls a 6, so the forward takes 2 wounds instead of 1. Now, he has to roll an agility check to see if he retains control of the puck. The forward rolls a 5, which allows him to keep control of the puck. It is now the Orc coach's second turn. The Orc coach begins his turn by sprinting Mugsog up into the human's defensive end. He passes the agility check with a 6, so he stops at his intended target. Next, the Orc coach passes the puck to Mugsog and moves his forward into position to put pressure on the human defense. With his next turn, the human coach moves both of his defensemen into base-to-base contact with the Orc figures. He covers both the passing lane and the shooting lane. Now, the Orc coach wants to take a shot on net with his Orc forward. In order to get the puck to that forward, Mugsog must pass through the defenseman since he sprinted last turn. This means that the human defenseman in between will get a chance to intercept the puck. He narrowly misses the interception with a 3 since he needed a 4, 5, or a 6, so the pass has been completed and the Orc forward now has possession of the puck. When taking a shot, the distance between the shooter and the marking at the center of the goal crease is measured. Right now, the Orc is 8 inches away. Per the rule book, in a range between 6 inches and 9 inches, a player must roll a 4, 5, or a 6 in order for that shot to be on target. He rolls a 5, so it's a go. With a defenseman in the way between the shooter and the goalie, there are 2 different effects that take place. First, the defenseman gets an attempt to roll a defensive throw to see if he blocks the shot. He rolls a 3 and needed a 4, 5, or a 6, so he is unsuccessful at blocking the shot. Next, the goalie gets to make an agility attempt to see if he can stop the puck. Unfortunately for him, though, since there is someone between the shooter and him, he is screened and suffers a -1 to his agility dice throw. The dice roll is a 4, which, under normal circumstances, would have been a save, but with the -1, he fails his agility roll, and the Orcs have scored a goal. Since a goal was scored, the Orc turn is over and the coach does not use his second action. The players are reset to their starting positions for a new face-off. As you can see, Frozen Rampage is an extremely fast-paced game with a very short learning curve. The strategy and difficulty increase as you add leadership skills, special equipment, roids, and coaching strategies. Thank you for joining us for this demonstration. We look forward to your support in allowing us to produce Frozen Rampage.